Nigerian households do not have access to any formal waste management infrastructure. Right, I'd said that, and that's the statistics. And I said 90% of the waste we generate ends up bonds. Those are statistics that you need to use when you're doing grant application, because they help you to show how big the problem is. And then when you're talking about your solution, you should do more of the emotional side, right? So how I do it, for example, is that I talk about, yes, I've spoken about the facts, but I also tell them that right now, how we manage our waste in Nigeria robs us of the life of over 100,000 children under the age of 5 who die annually due to sanitation-related problems. Anybody, you don't need to know about waste management problem in Africa. You don't need to even know about, overconsumption in North America or Europe. You don't need to know about those. But you understand, everybody understands death. Everybody understands, would feel some sort of emotions towards, children dying. And then once you set that scene, you then talk about how your solution addresses the problem. So you have to be very, very clear. I mostly tell people your grant applications don't need to be so much, technical words or so long. Just make sure that every line that you write is smooth, and every line that you write, has a message that directly answers the question they're asking you. If you're writing about your problem, make sure there are facts, there are figures, you're painting a very good picture. And then if you're writing about your solution, make sure every line of that statement, right, addresses a problem that you've identified. And make sure that when somebody is reading, or when you're reading, it is smooth. So that's where the storytelling part comes in. You don't want to lose the person reading your application. You don't want them to start from the beginning, and when they are, in the middle, they literally have forgotten what they've read. You don't want that. You want to be able to keep their attention. So tell your stories using facts, tell your stories using, emotions and storytelling skills, but also keep it really short. And as a rule of thumb for me these days, make sure whatever you write, read it out yourself. Don't read it inside your mind. No, read it out loud, and see if it makes sense. That's something that's something I can say about grant writing. And I also want to mention that grant writing is a numbers game, right? The more you apply, the better your chances, the better your skills get. So don't apply for one and think that you would get that one. I think the on the average, it's actually a 3% success rate. That's the truth. So for you to be able, like in a year, if you want to get one grant application, make sure you're turning in up to 30. So that's, I think, 20%. Yeah. Make sure you're turning in up to 30. And that's how it is. But when you write 30, when you get that one, it mostly always, helps your business survive, helps your initiative survive, as you write. And these days, grant applications are always also looking into the sustainability side. So make sure that you're able to do that beyond their funding, there is a plan for your organization, for your initiative to be able to continue its work. All right. Working on a startup in energy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Ms. Rita.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, we can hear you, Priscilla.
Yeah, I
I'll
can hear you.
chime in. Thank you so much. My longtime partner, friend, associate for coming on. So what we did today was give everyone a teaser of what the experience would be if you were in the full access bootcamp, where you can actually ask questions. So today was just to share that, if you'd call it a bonus of a sort. And as you can see, it goes beyond just talking at you or giving you the information and going away, right? So we obviously cannot milk all of that just in 2 hours. And that's why we put the full access bootcamp package together. So we're going to be having more time. We're going to have a grant writer person. And again, this is only for the full access guys, right? Who will come into the room with you. And then we're going to share, there are well over 100 that we've collated together. So we're making this available for people who come into the full access bootcamp. Like we've earlier said, your access for your free access for these general access stands. So we have barely 52 minutes left on the clock. We still have 2 speakers. We have our breakout session. What that means is that we can only take maybe say 10 minutes of each of the next speakers, and really that's not the most that would want to make available. So please, Titi, all of these questions, please send your questions to We Are Tech for Good Africa. To have one more shot at this, please sign up for the full access and we'll have a more immersive session. So I'm going to pass you back on to Priscilla. Send your questions to we@techforgoodafrica.org. And let's start to think around what the capstone projects will be. So we'll.
Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Olamide. Thank you. Thank you to Mrs. Rita for that impactful session. Please let's give her a round of applause. Like Mrs. Olamide already said, if you have questions, send them to we@techforgoodafrica.org. We'll be able to answer your questions. And if you want to learn more, please sign up for the full access bootcamp. Thank you. So right now, we'll quickly welcome Mr. Bengash Session. He is our second speaker for today, and he will be talking to us about engaging stakeholders in ESG initiatives. So with a round of applause, let's welcome him. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. I'm handing the mic over to him right now as he takes us in the session. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. And I did hear when you said I have only 10 minutes, so I will keep to that time and share just 3 things with everyone here today. I'll tell you a quick story about how Paradigm Initiative, the company that I run, how it started. I'll see if I can spend a minute to make a case for social innovation generally. And then I'll talk about how to connect, that's networking, and a few other skills that you will need. Let me start by saying in 10 years, in 5 years, in 2 years, there will be 2 categories of ESG initiatives. Time always differentiates between 2 categories. There is the category of organizations, institutions, initiatives that will complain and say, oh my God, things are tough right now. And trust me, there will always be something to complain about. I got an email this morning from, at least 2 of our partners who are funding, institutions who give funding to Paradigm Initiative from the US, who have said, well, Donald Trump has said we should pause giving you money. So that's an excuse I could give. But no, I'm not giving that excuse because we knew it was coming and we prepared for it. I could look around and say, oh my God, we've got 6, we've got team members in 6 African countries, including Nigeria, and inflation is at 35%. And so we can't afford to pay salaries. No, I can't do that. Salaries will be paid on the 26th or before, and we will not give excuses. There is a category that will look around and feel the pressure of the environment. But there's a second category of institutions who will anticipate, prepare, and be ready. You've heard 1,000,001 times that there are 2 ways that boats can react to the tide or to tidal waves. One is that the boat can capsize, that is, turn over and crash. Or the boat could actually be lifted. And the difference between the 2 would be how the boat has angled itself so that when the wave comes, it can ride it, or if the boat is just floating around. And the case I want to make today for social innovation is going to be built on that. How the organization, how the initiative started determines many things. If you start because everyone is doing it, what I always say to people is if you started because everybody is doing it, today, submit a resignation letter and go find something else to do. People don't like hearing that, but it's the truth. Because your grit will be tested. It will be tested. I heard the previous speaker saying that if you send 30 applications, maybe only one will be approved. There are times you will send 50 and none will be approved. And the only reason you will continue to go, and I should know, Paradigm Initiative has existed for 18 years, and we've had years where we got zero funding. The first few years, not one proposal went through. We had to rely on my own personal income and the income I was making from consulting. So how you start matters. You should start because, number one, there is a problem you want to address. Number two, you have the right skills to address the problem. And number three, you're willing to pay the price. How did Paradigm Initiative start? In 1991, I was in my third year in secondary school. Some people call that high school. And I wanted to go to the computer lab, as we called it at the time, computer room, computer lab, the place where you have all the computers. Right now, you have computers in all classrooms, so nobody knows. Nobody knows there is a special room. There used to be a special room that will house all the computers. Now you have, I heard someone talking about IoT earlier. Now you have smart boards, you have all these things. Then you had 2 computers in Federal Government College Itoani, and they were in the second half of the principal's office. I wanted to go and use them. And the teacher at the time, whose name I only found out in 2021, I forgot his name completely. I found out in 2021 because I was going to give a TED talk, and we had to fact check and do some research. And then I eventually remembered his name because a colleague of mine knew and told us about it. Told me, literally looking down at me. I mean, teachers are tall. When you're in secondary school, they look down at you literally, and then you start getting taller than them. And he looked down at me and said, literally, Benga, computers are not for people like you. You can't understand how to use them. And he said that because he wanted to keep the computers from being destroyed. Well, fast forward 10 years later, 2001, I became Nigeria's IT Youth Ambassador. I went back to the school as a special guest, and guess who was going to give the vote of thanks when it was time to say thank you to me for coming all the way to Itoani to come and talk to the students? It was the same teacher. And the story had changed, by the way. His story was now, when this guy, I remember him when he was in the school, we always knew he was going to succeed. He was a good student and all that. Listen to me. Success has many fathers, mothers, cousins, aunties, and relatives. But you need to decide from now why you will do what you're doing and why you will remain consistent. The name of the game is consistency. Many people will give up, many people will complain, but the consistent, even in rough times, are the ones people will point out later and say, wow, they are so lucky, they're always getting funding. No, they were consistent. When you changed your mission and followed what was popular, they stuck with what they were doing. And that's why everybody knew that they could support them. So why did Pin start? Because first of all, selfish reason, I wanted to prove to that teacher that I'm something. I'm going to be something in life. So I decided I'm going to go and learn how to use computers, and I'm going to teach other people. But that wasn't the main reason. The main reason was there was a problem. I graduated in 2001. I'd studied electrical engineering from IFE. And I looked around me, and I'd gone to volunteer for 1 year at Junior Achievement of Nigeria. And increasingly, everything I kept saying was, people are not ready for this tech revolution. We were talking about even the 3rd industrial revolution then. We're not talking about the 4th one that we're talking about now. We're not talking about AI. We're not talking about, robotics and all of the virtual reality, augmented reality. We're talking about even the simple things of computing and mobile devices. And I saw that the problem was people did not understand what it was. Many schools had no idea. Even businesses didn't have websites, a lot of them. I mean, this was 23 years ago. I had a solution. The solution is, as a person, I had an interest in it, and I had the knowledge and the thought part. So there's a problem, there is you expertise to solve it, and there is the decision to be consistent and to do this and pay the price. 6 years later, when I was going to resign from Junior Achievement, I had a scholarship to, start my master's by research to lead to a PhD. And I had to make a decision. Am I going to start this PhD? Am I going to start Paradigm Initiative? I decided to do the latter, as you can guess, and it was going to be difficult, but I was ready. And that leads me to my second point of making a case for social innovation. One of the biggest problems with the kind of world we live in right now, where people only pay attention to what I can get, what I can grab, what I can snatch and run with, is the fact that we will be doomed. Thank you, 5 minutes, that's more than enough. We will be doomed if everyone focused on what they will get, and then somebody else who feels left out comes to snatch it from you. So it is one strong reason for social innovation is that if we don't solve the problems around us, then people around us will become a problem. If you live on a street and you are the richest on that street, the problem is that you have become a target. You are no longer a rich man, you are now a target. It is the story of Africa, it is the story of Nigeria, where people have things and hide them because they can't flaunt them and they can't even enjoy them. You know, people who have certain cars and cover them up and can't drive them, because if people see them in those kind of cars, they know that, well, let's go and steal this thing from this guy. So what will create balance in our world is social innovation, is people bringing the idea of innovation to solve social problems. The good news is that when you engage in social innovation, I mean, it's a cup. First of all, you spend your money and lose almost everything, but eventually it begins to tick and go up because you will be paid for solving problems. The book is with the publisher now. I've written the story of Paradigm Initiative for the last 17 years and what I think will happen in the next 17 years. And one lesson that I kept writing about in the book is you have to make a case for what you're doing, not just because you're doing it, but because it is relevant. So social innovation is important, but it must be done in a space where you're relevant. Do not work in a space that you have no knowledge of. Oh, climate change is popular. Let me work on it. Dead on arrival. Tech is hot. Let me jump into it. Dead on arrival. Build the skills. And that takes me to the last point. 5 words: prepare, document, improve, connect, and innovate. By preparation, I mean you must be ready before you jump. Before you start the organization, or if you have started already and you feel unprepared, take a break. By taking a break, I don't mean stop everything. I mean, take a deliberate effort that every week I will give 4 hours to learning more about this new area. So you must prepare, because clearly, if you are not prepared, when the tide comes, you're going to be carried away. The second point here is to document. If you don't document what you're doing, then when you succeed, you won't know how you did it. It will be like magic and you won't be able to repeat it. My colleagues hear me say this all the time: rinse and repeat. When I say rinse and repeat, I mean bottle it. What did we do that made us succeed? Let's bottle it so we can do it again. The reason why I'm able to write a book about the 17-year history, now 18 years, of Paradigm Initiative is because everything was documented from day one. If I had time, I would have shown you a screen, shared my screen to show you the folders that I've started creating since 2001, even before PIN existed. It was called Paradigm Initiative Nigeria. That folder was called that even before the organization existed. If you don't document, you will guess. If you guess, you will lie. If you lie, you will lose credibility. If you lose credibility, you will lose income. The third is to improve. I was just saying, so I was talking to students in 2 Ghanaian universities earlier in the week. I honestly can't remember which day. Either it was Wednesday or Thursday. It's been a very interesting week for me. And I was saying to them that one of the most important things that I do to myself every 3 months is to take my CV and improve on it and update it. And one of them said, why? You're not looking for a job and please, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, the reason is very simple. If I don't improve, I will become a dinosaur. And if I'm a dinosaur, I'll be dead. If I'm dead, I'll be long forgotten. You must prepare, you must document, you must improve. What may even be more important is to connect. On a call like this, please don't look at names and pictures alone. Listen for who is saying something relevant to what you do and connect with them. And you can never tell. Please don't be one of those people who only connect with people that they think can help them. Connect with people, even those that you can help, because eventually the people you ridicule today or you laugh at today may just become the most important people tomorrow. And the last thing I'll close on, because my time is up, is innovate. Please, and this is very much connected to improving. Innovate means use the tool of the time. Please don't do 1,000,001 hours on something you can do 1 hour on. A very simple example right now is the simple use of AI. If you've written 3 articles, you can say to AI, look at these 3 articles, give me a summary and what are the points I could have written about, and then you write another article. I am not telling you to use AI to write an article for yourself. There's laziness, I was saying to the students earlier in the week that if AI writes your thesis for you, when it is graduation time, you are not the one graduating, it is AI that is graduating. When jobs are become available, it is AI that will get the job and not you. So I'll close by reminding you, it's important how you start. We must make a case for social innovation to be consistent, and you must prepare, you must document, you must improve yourself as a social innovator. You must take advantage of networking opportunities. And please, if you do nothing else, don't be a dinosaur. Innovate by using the tool of the time. If you don't have an email address, you literally don't exist. If you're not on social media, you are winking in the dark. If you're not using AI tools, then you probably are not helping yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kinga. So that was an amazing, brief, clear, concise session. Thank you very much. A round of applause for him, please. Let's give him a round of applause. We really appreciate your time. Thank you, thank you. I want to believe that every single one of us are paying close attention and we try to take down as much as possible because even I took down some points. So the last thing he said, prepare, document, improve, connect, and innovate. I took those down. So I'm hoping you also took down some things that you'll be implementing as time goes on. Thank you so much, Mr. Benga. It was lovely, lovely to hear from you. Connect with people, very important. Connect with people, build your connections. This is a great platform for you to build your connections. On that note, I would say that we now have a 5 minutes break. So just, stretch. You've been sitting for a long time. You want to just stretch yourself, reflect on what you have written in your notebooks. You want to reach out to people and connect with them on LinkedIn. Whatever it is you want to do, you have 5 minutes and your time starts now. This is 12:25 West African time. So by 12:30 West African time, we would be back and move straight into our capstone project for our breakout rooms. So you have 5 minutes to stretch, to, take water. If you want to take a juice, that's okay. Rest, stretch, do everything you want to do. And we'll be here in 5 minutes. Oh, right now it's 4 minutes left. So in 4 minutes, we'll be back. Note that we are a bit behind schedule, so it's important that when it is time for us to come back, we come back on time so we can continue as soon as possible. We're still saying thank you to Mr. Linda. That was absolutely amazing. Let me leave you to not hear my voice anymore because even I want to take a stretch. So I will just leave you to, relax, and I'll be back at exactly 12:30 p.m. West African time. Bye. it's time. You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope you were able to stretch your bodies, stretch your necks and, stretch your hands, and you're pumped and ready because it's time for us to get practical. It's time for us to start discussing. So right now we would go straight to our capstone project breakout rooms. We would now move into our breakout rooms. Tech for Good is going to create the breakout rooms so that you can join in. Okay, I think Tech for Good wants to tell us something.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, to those on this side of the hemisphere. So let us confirm that I want everyone to just put a thumbs up if you are in the WhatsApp group. Just put a thumbs up if you're in the WhatsApp group. Let's do that real quick. Okay. Let's put a thumbs up. I'm going to share the link to the WhatsApp group just now, if you're yet to. And why that is essential. Okay, I see many of us are. Okay, I see the thumbs up. I see the colored ones. I see. Okay. Okay, so Adebayo, I'm uploading this for you just now. Okay. It does appear that our second signatory. So, okay, Chijioke, please join the WhatsApp group right now. I'm sharing that. Please join in right away. Okay, so we're going to complete these check-ins in just like 2 minutes. And my next question would be, if you receive emails from Ifoma, okay, so I see people are joining in. We're already on the next question. If you receive emails from Ifoma, please give it a thumbs up. Receive emails. Please check your connection, Joseph. Everyone else can hear me. Please put a thumbs down if you do not receive emails. Okay, let's do that real quick. Okay, so why we're doing this is because the second signatory currently who's handling the breakout room, I think she's been kicked off. Okay, so thumbs down if you don't receive emails. Okay. All right, so we're going to finish off, and we're trying to do this also so we can save time, because it does appear that the breakout rooms were bumped off just from network situation, and I hope that one of our capstone projects might be around how we can have consistent network that doesn't go through all of this drama, right? So to accommodate that, what we've done right now is, if you're on the WhatsApp group, then the capstone projects have been uploaded in the WhatsApp group. There are 18 groups which are earlier been shared with you. And whilst I take this through the capstone project, Lovett, please get ready to take your session. So Lovett will come up just for about 10 minutes to run through our session real quick, and then we will finish with the breakout room. Okay, so I'm going to, at this time, talk us through the capstone project. You should have seen it in your WhatsApp group by now. Lovett, please take this time to get ready for your session, which will now be for just about 10 minutes, straight and punchy. And then we will use the last 15 minutes in our breakout rooms. So once you're done in the breakout room, we just all come back for the new members. Okay. Okay. All right. So the capstone project document is being shared once again. If you just joined, it has been posted again. Let me see if we can share document on Zoom, and then we all just talk through it right here. Okay, so I'm trying to share screen feature. Can I see my screen? So I'm speaking blindly at this time. When you get this document, which is going to talk you through the capstone project, the aim is for participants to apply their knowledge to propose an innovative ESG in tech solution for each specific challenge. Creativity, your critical thinking, and your teamwork skills. So as much as possible, please work together as a team. One thing we found currently is there is a team that's almost 41. So we're going to probably have to break that team up so they can be more intimate. So we are going to choose a real world problem from what we've itemized down below, right? And propose an ESG focused solution, right? So the first thing you're going to do between now, because there's going to be a qualifying round, right? Those who make it to the finals in week 5 would be the ones to present to the judges. So your first thoughts of a 5-slide presentation for review, we want that to come in by next week. So by next week is week 3. By week 4, you have to have the full presentation ready. We're doing all of this so that you can there's a wiggle room in case something is happening suddenly or anything like this, so that by week 5, everybody is ready to fire, right? And we also know that by week 5, we're going to be opening the Echo platform where people can actually post their problems, host projects, and then actually partner with real life partners. So you're coming into the room now and modeling the Echo. You'll have a partner group, ambassador group, leader group. As an ambassador, this ambassador platform is typically for students, young professionals. You're new to this ESG terrain. You're new to the climbs, right? I am going to stop screen sharing for a bit. I have a message coming in. And what you would see are those hosting each of the subgroups. Okay, thank you, Ibrahim. He has shared it now. So we can all just open it and go through from there. Awesome. So whilst we do that, I would make Tech for Good Africa host so that we can, after this description time, get into our breakout room. So as I talk you through the document, please open it as well on your end, right? Okay, so my earlier train of thought was that you're going to select whether you're an ambassador for energy. It means that you're a new entrant. You don't have all of the numbers. You don't know, for instance, that Nigeria is sitting on 38 billion barrels of reserves, 210 trillion cubic feet of gas reserves. You don't know these numbers. You've not yet, so to say, become a leader in energy. So being an ambassador, it means you're an entry level, you're open to what is available. So please go in there. If your bias is for education and you're saying that I know the number of out of school students, or rather you don't know the number, but you know that there's a staggering number of out of school students, I want to contribute to education. Yesterday, for instance, was International Education Day. You've heard Mr. Agbenga speak passionately about the media space. You've had Rita also speak to us on the entrepreneurial journey, how you need to go about some of these things. And you're saying, I want to get in on the journey because media refers to the medium through which you actually make a difference, right? So that medium could be entrepreneurship, it could also be social medium as we know it, right? So you want to get into that room. If you're passionate about data and you're saying, oh, what we have ongoing um, from a data standpoint is not where we should be. There's a revolution I want to bring. So get into that room. If yours is design and you're saying we can do an entire design thinking journey, not only the graphics, but we can critically design how people think about ESG, about the future of our world as we know it, then get into that room. If yours is digital and want to um you want to build all this shape um um with Echo Africa backing. I've gone on to build apps, and these are some of your general assets. You get access into those you need to now build to become a leader, to become a partner, host. If you feel you are ambassador, we're not working individually. Let's please kindly pay attention to this explanation because we're pressed for time. We still have one more speaker and we have breakout rooms to go into, right? So can we see the breakout rooms pop up? Can you see the breakout rooms pop up yet? Do we have more people who are confused? Do we have more people confused? Okay, so hold on. I see many yeses. Let's know which one it is. Um, if you need some more explanation, okay, you can see the breakout rooms. Good. My voice is cracking. I'm not seeing the breakout rooms. Okay. Um, so let's take this first question. If you're seeing the breakout rooms, can you try to log out and back in? Can we try that? Let's log out and log back in. I'm not seeing the breakout rooms myself. So let's try to log out and back in. Let's do that real quick because we don't want anyone left behind. Okay. All right, so we're having people logging out and coming back in. Let's give them 1 minute. No one left behind. Log out and back in, log out and back in. Let's do that real fast. Okay. So you will choose one group. If you're an ambassador, top left of the screen. Thank you so much, Opeyemi. I'm also confused. Now it's explained. Thank you, Portia. I love that. So if you're an ambassador, it means you're entry level. On education, what you know is that you're passionate about education, but that is it. You're passionate about education, but that is it. You've not had any measure of engagement. So you are an ambassador. If you're a partner, it means maybe you have a school, you have a foundation, you have an NGO, or you have someone who has an, right? You to be a partner. And why we're keeping this open, right, is so that we can have people who shape that, even if it's just insights that you have. Okay, so are people already going into the breakout rooms? Adama, let me see that. So when you, okay, people are looking out to come back in. All right, I see the numbers climbing now. Now it's explained. Okay, so if you have the explanation, please give a thumbs up. If you understand now, give a thumbs up. Okay, if you understand now, please give it thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, all right. So please, when you get into your rooms, please together, and again, we're all leaders, right? Even if we're naming it this way. When you get into your room, assign a leader one within yourselves, have a conversation. You will see if you're an ambassador education, there are two suggested topics, or you can innovate a topic that you think is pressing for our world today. Okay, so please, um, someone has shared the document on here earlier. Please share the document. People are going out and in so they can join the break. The breakout room will be on just for 15. The breakout room will be on for 15 minutes from 12:50 to 1:05 so that we can come back in. From 12:50 to 1:05. So whether or not you have someone in your group who is going to guide you, please coordinate yourself, select someone who will be a team lead. That's the first thing. Select a team lead. You can put it for a vote, turn on your cameras, select whoever you think you you, you you want to vote as a team lead. Select your meeting date. We recommended your group, please choose a better date if you wanted to. Also know that your due slides by next week. We're thinking is due by next week. Share it again. The document was shared earlier. Let me see if we can share it here. If you're on the WhatsApp group, it is in the WhatsApp group. All right. Oh, people already in the rooms. Okay, I'm just saying that. Okay, so if you understand now, then please go into your rooms. If you understand understand the explanation. Okay, so just note that a lot of people. Okay, so please, if you understand the explanation, go into your rooms now. We still have 80 people. Okay, I'm going to just say it real quick again for people who probably don't. We can't see the rooms. Okay. What do we do? Can't see. Okay, so we're going to be doing two things. Some people have dropped off to come back in. And with that, they've been able to see the groups. Unable to. Okay. So please try to drop off and come back in. Adanma, kindly give me information. Are the rooms, are people being able to join now? At the top left, the breakout rooms are at your top left. I couldn't see it myself before, and then now I can. Top left, top left. So if you're an ambassador in design, it means you're entry level, you're interested, but you're entry level, join the ambassador group. If you already have like a design, join the partner design. If you're a leader in design, it means you've been designing for like 3 years. Join the leaders in design. 3, 5, 8, 10 years. But if you're entry level, then you're an ambassador. So when you get into the room, discuss your meeting time, look at the 2 topics, select one topic. So we want to give that power into your hands as much as possible. The aim is for this to be a 15-minute session from 12:50 till 1:05. For those who are experiencing challenges, I'm going to share the ESG WhatsApp group once again, right? Please ensure you're in the WhatsApp group. Please be in the WhatsApp group. Please be in the WhatsApp group. Okay, are we still having challenges? So what you'll see happening also simultaneously is the okay, so some persons are already dropping the capstone project for I see Leader Media has already dropped the capstone project options. So you have 2 options. Okay, so please join the WhatsApp group. I'm sharing the link right now. Okay. Partner energy was when you open. Okay, laptop. Okay, partner energy needs help. Ambassador education. Leader education is already okay. We still have 40 people who are stuck. Okay, so I will do two things. Okay, partner education and the other person is not responding. Someone from Tech for Good Africa would be there shortly. Okay, so we found a way. If you're not able to join in, if you're having a challenge, please just drop a hands up and then you'll be added manually. So we're finding a way to add people manually. So, sorry, there are about 45 people who are still in the waiting room, and some of them could be your partners for education. Abdul Wasiu, there are about 44 people still stuck here, and some of them could be your partner for energy. So, please just raise your hand if the challenge you have is that you cannot join the group. Raise your hand here, and then you would be manually added. Okay. All right. So, Abiodun Osunbanjo, can you hear me? So, you, Bada, what group do you want to join? Then we would add you in manually. Please just write the name of the group you want to join. Then you will be added in manually. Please write the write the group you want to. Okay, awesome. I trust my energy people. All right, all right. So, yeah, complete. Okay, so please, if you can still hear me, still here, write the group you would want to be in, and you will. Yes, we have that. Okay, leader education. Adama, are you seeing the break, I missed that, the preferences of everyone? Because it seems like we're still 39. So as you're waiting to be added, please ensure that you're in the WhatsApp group because the conversation continues there. Hi, Joseph. Could you kindly mute yourself? Please, if you're yet to be added to a group, just drop the group that you'd want to be a part of. So just write on here, Ambassador Media. We've earlier explained that to be in ambassador or partner or leader, the best way to make that decision is if you want to be in ambassador education, for instance, it means that you have little knowledge about education, but you have a passion that is burning for education. So you want to be an ambassador. If you're already a teacher, you already have like a project in education you're running. You've done this for like 5 years, 8, 10. Then you are a leader. Now, if you have an NGO, you have something of your own, or you have a school, or you're a much senior cadre person, if you would, then you want to be in the partner group. So partner, leaders, and ambassadors. Ambassador, that's entry point. Um, and partners means you have a measure of contribution NGO wise. Okay. So once again, I would share the subgroups, the WhatsApp subgroups on here. I would also share the full ESG WhatsApp for the boot camp. WhatsApp group. So if Fila Sunday, please, energy, ambassador in education, ambassador in media, ambassador in data, digital design. So the or data. And later today, by 6 p.m. West African time, we're having the very first Tech for Good Africa community orientation, 200 plus strong as a community, and a number of people have said, oh, I want to join. Their capacity, you get double the treat. So volunteers have their capacity building. We've already had one this month and it was fire, right? So when you come into the community orientation room, 6 p.m. West African time today, you're going to know much more about the other projects. The ESG in Tech is just one of the many projects that we have implemented and we're still implementing for the year. So you want to be there. So we do have the partners group that is not being filled. So that means that the demography we have in this bootcamp aren't many partners. Okay, ambassador group is almost filled. Wow. Okay, ambassador media. All right. So ambassador media is still open, and then the partner groups. So even if you don't have a even if you don't have an establishment yet, if you're intending to have one, I think you should start to be forward thinking and probably be a part of that group. Okay, so leader media. So the Zoom rooms will close in about 3 minutes. And we will take attendance at this time. So we want everyone, No, we are not closing for the day. We have a 15-minute session left. Yes, let's start to come back to the room for those who are asking on the groups. Okay, I see a lot of people are making progress in their subgroups. Please, if you were not able to join any, I, I beg of you, join the WhatsApp groups, right? Join the WhatsApp groups. Those who made it into the so what I need to know is Afolabi, is there anyone on the call here that can hear me? Because I need to know that people are here and it's that you're having some challenges.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so you're having challenge entering into the breakout room.
Yeah, no, we are done with it already. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So the breakout rooms, let's just give 1 minute so that we can take our final speaker for today. And this is exactly the reason that we have curated the full access. We want it to be so much more immersive, and that is why we want everyone in the all right. So thank you, everyone. I will pass you on to NEPA. Okay, it's back. So, Lovett, are you ready to land this ship? Can Lovett hear us? Lovett is our final speaker for the day. All right. All right, Lovett, can you hear us? Okay, the breakout rooms are closed now. Awesome. So please, if you were able to join your group, just put your favorite emoji in the group while we get ready for Lovett to take our session in the last couple of minutes. So put your favorite emoji in the room. What was the experience like? Okay, so I'm saying interesting. Okay, what I don't understand is the laugh. Some people have their mouth covered. I do not understand this emoji life so fast. I know. All right, so okay. So Lovett is getting ready for the final session. And I see a number of people fighting, or not fighting, but dragging. Also, please let's note any groups, no groups shall be created outside of the official Tech for Good Africa groups. Also, please do not connect with anyone outside of the connections that we curate. So we're going through a rather laborious process to verify people before we go into the curation of the networking. Just as for those who believe in the way, the Bible do always say when people of God gather together, the other people gather. So no groups shall be created outside of the T4GA groups, right? Please let's duly note that any conversation that you need to have, any concerns by the end of today, you're going to have 3 additional community managers, and Sheon, who has been the community manager so far, would the group and would resend it now. Sheon will make an introduction. We would also put up a picture for Good Africa. Please do not create any groups outside of the T4GA created groups. Do not solo connect with anyone, regardless of how they look like on LinkedIn. As an organization, we're going through a laborious process for verifications to actually curate a networking session. So please, we're doing the due diligence, be patient, no rush, just calm down. All right. Okay, so I've reshared the groups on here. Like I mentioned earlier, the community orientation will hold by 6 p.m. West African time. We will talk you through all of the other programs we have planned for the year. The opening for volunteering position will be officially opened then. There's already a wait list of about 20 people, and there's so much we can take. So please avail yourself the opportunity. We have a robust volunteering package that is second to none. Okay, so Lovett is getting ready to join us. And until then, just a few minutes now. Do we have any other questions, any further clarity that we require? Oh, my video has been off, so sorry. Okay, I'm back up. Are there further clarifications that you might require, feedback, support, anything else that can help your ESG bootcamp experience better? Just drop that in the chat while we wait for Lovett to join us. Okay. If you have any burning questions, please type them here. Okay, waiting for questions. Okay, on the project. Okay, so you cannot join 2 groups. Your attendance, grading, and marking would be only on 1 group. Yeah, so you cannot join. Now to explain the project, okay, Peter, let's use your group as an example. What subgroup are you in?
Ambassador Energy.
Energy, and we're going to use that as a pilot case just now. So I'm opening the document for Ambassador Energy right now. So Ambassador I got kicked off. Okay, now that we're back. So we were using the example, and as it appears, our final speaker for today, we do have a slide. She had a dry run, but she is having a challenge coming up. So we would have to do a makeup class for that on Zoom sessions. Okay, so what we're doing currently is the general access, which holds on Saturdays. Everyone is in the general access, right? And that's why we're opening up a full access, which is more immersive. You'd have a case study. You'd have the opportunity in the full access to come into the room again with the speakers. Um, you'll have the green auditing training. You're going to have one-on-ones, and you're going to have workbooks, replays. All of these benefits have been shared on the WhatsApp group. So that is full access. But for this general access where everyone is on, it's on Saturdays, 11 a.m. West African time to 1 p.m. West African time, which is why we need to wrap up now. We're almost 30 minutes over, and our third speaker, she had been on the whole day, but she's having challenges. So we're just going to use this 5 minutes to answer the thing was the ambassador energy, right? So there are two topics. You need to make first a selection of the team lead. I hope you've been able to do that in your Zoom breakouts today. Second, you're then going to make a selection of the topic. The difference between ambassador energy and leader energy is that as an ambassador, you are an entry level into the energy space. You don't know all the numbers. You've not done 10 years of energy. You've not even done 5, but you are interested. Tech for Good Africa, could you kindly mute those who are muting themselves? Let's kindly stay muted, please, so that when the recording comes up, for those who would have the opportunity, they can hear clearly. And even right now that we're in the room, we can hear ourselves better. So Tech for Good Africa, please mute Eniola or Motoye. All right. Okay, so but awesome. So there's already a team lead. Once that is selected, the next is to select your preferred topic. So you can either select, and I was talking about advocate for policy adoption and renewable energy awareness as an example of ambassador energy, right? So you can choose that, or you can choose to gather stakeholder input to test the materiality framework. So this will take you on a research journey. There's the finance materiality, there's double materiality that is speaking. And we spoke about that last week when we were talking about the financial materiality. We're talking about the actual chemicals, the rare earth metals that you need to build sustainable, right? Now, if you're saying, oh, we want to be renewable energy, yes, we're ambassadors, but we can gather stakeholder input, come up with a materiality framework that's different from the other ones. And then we're pioneering this as ambassadors. So when you make a selection of a topic, you then go into research. So if, for instance, your topic selection was policy adoption and renewable energy awareness, then one, you want to research what are the policies that are even available. You can do this by global north and global south. We know there's a stark difference. The EU, for instance, there's a barrage of documents, and those in the full access camp are already getting access to some of these documents. For those who come in as well, the documents are sitting pretty for you and will be shared with you, right? And you can explore. This is what the EU has around policies. This is what the United States has around policies. So that's one. Once you're done with research, you can then go into adoption rates. These are the policies that have been adopted. You can take a survey if you would, create an entire survey if that would lend credence to your presentation. Once that is done, you can then do renewable energy awareness campaign, right? You can say, what are the campaigns we can come about? Each one save one, each one something novel, And the beautiful thing, Benga was saying it earlier, ambassador leadership. Okay, Tijani, please type what it is that you want clarity on. Okay, so Benga was saying it earlier that you can't chat GPT your way through everything. So with these topics, chat GPT can give you whatever, but you need to okay. Bolu Daniels, the full access has been uploaded on the WhatsApp group. It's a paid version of an upgrade that brings you into the room. You have 20 plus hours of teaching, case study reviews, workbooks, additional resources. You have access to the replay on the full access. So the reason we've curated that is because on this general access, all you get is these 2 hours, and we try to do our best to support everyone, but we needed to curate a more in-depth and immersive experience, and that's why you have the full access. So you get all of the additional resources, about 10 documents additionally that will be sent to you, and then you'd also get onboarded on the seller platform where all of the courses is hosted and you can go through one-on-one. So, at your own pace, right? You have the replay on YouTube, access there. You have it on seller. You can look at the World Trilemma reports. All of that will be sitting in the full access for you. So that is the difference, right? Okay, but we are doing this for everyone first, just to have this experience over the next 5 weeks. So it's similar for the next 3 weeks remaining now, and then we will bring you into that full immersive experience, which is much more thorough. All right, so we've gone way above time. Any questions you have, please send it to we@techforgoodafrica.org. We're also going to Okay, a lot of people again. So with it's not the reason to have a leader, Tijani. I see your concern, Tijani Suleiman, is because there has to be someone steering it, right? It's not so much who is leading who. The person can be the leader and not be the one to present in the final day. It's just someone who is going to take responsibility, put the nudges out there, and what have you. So right about now, for as many people as have their cameras on, we're going to take our class picture for the day. Our speaker from last week, who couldn't make our flight in time to speak, will be speaking next week. Okay, thank you, Tijani. So let's all take our class pictures, and something exciting is the first assignment. Will that affect your role? I'm understanding what to do from else that. Okay, how to understand. Please send your questions to we@techforgoodafrica.org. That is the best, I would say, we at Tech for Good Africa, because we're mindful of the time. Join the groups, the ESG groups. What else are we missing? Okay, do we have our cameras on? Awesome. I see the faces. Choosing the description of the categories. An ambassador is entry level, a leader is mid level, a partner is senior level. Does that help us? Ambassador is entry level, university, student, fresh graduate, new joiner. Then who else do we have? A leader is mid level. You've done like 5 years, 10 years. A partner has done like 15 years, 20 years. Okay, so that is it. Now, Yubdar, does that answer? Let's all turn on WhatsApp, please. So that's why it's important to be in the class. It's important to be in the class. Tech for Good Africa, are you on the PC? Can you take our class pictures for us, please? The recordings are available for those in the full access. The recording is available for those in the full access. All right. Okay, so to aid, you're going to get the WhatsApp. This information will be shared on WhatsApp. Tech for Good Africa, are you on your PC? Can you take a picture?
Trying to get it done.
Okay, some people are still saying, wait for me. You have just 5 seconds. We are ready to go. All this wait for me people. 5 seconds. Okay. Should we still wait for them? Tech for Good Africa, should we still wait for them?
Yes, please. We should. Okay.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Are we ready? Some people are still missing.
Okay. So Mukhtar, please keep your eye out on the WhatsApp group. It will be explained again in the WhatsApp. So let's take our class picture.
1, 2.
Some people are not in frame.
Temiloluwa, please can you put your head very well?
There's someone who I can barely see their eye.
Yeah, that's Temiloluwa.
Okay, Temiloluwa, you're almost there. We're missing. I see some people who are too. Okay, are we almost there? I see bright smiles. Okay, we're
1,
almost
2,
there.
3.
We have one more seat vacant.
Yeah, 1 more seat left.
All this wait for me. Come into the room. We're waiting for you.
Hi.
Okay. Okay, one more spot needs to be filled and we're good to go. Who shall build the cat? Who shall build the cat? Shafat, is it you? Stephen, turn on your video. Abiodun, Nkemjika, Rebecca, turn on your video. There's one more slot missing. Okay, so let's go. All right. Tech for Good Africa, do we have it?
I need to take another shot, please.
Don't let our smiles don't fake.
Yep, I have it.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we meet same time next week, Saturday. All information will be via WhatsApp and emails, please. For those who are yet to get clarity, for those who are still lost, you would get information in the WhatsApp groups right from now.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry, ma, can you hear me?
Go ahead, please.
It seems my picture was missing from the first picture she took.
Oh.
Mm.
And now people are already dropping off. What do we do? Okay, do you have your picture up now? We can take one more so we don't have to crop you in.
Yes, it's up now.
Okay, all right. Okay, Brian, next time. Okay, so let's take this one so that we can have Tijani in the... These are the validations you put for your LinkedIn, etc. So they know you are really here. All right, bye, Mike. Bye, Lisebo. It was nice to have you all in the room. Abiloye, Abiodun, Adebayo, Adebusola, Afolabi, bye Wems, bye Adukwe, bye Aisha, Rafiat, Ayomide, Ajayi, Ashaolu, Bosse, it was nice to have you. Joseph, I would look out for you in the next class. Bye Eniola, bye Bolu Daniels. By Motholo, Charmaine, Godwin, Arsan, Martin, Doris, Ronnie, Constancia, Omoyemi, Mali, Emmanuel, Cynthia, Tanga Rose, Elohane, who am I missing? Dexter, Doris, Faisal, Frederick, Grace, by Priscilla. See you next week. Tijani, I'm looking out for you in the next class. Ibrahim, Karaj, Lulu, Mai, Ahmed, Miriam, Maxwell, Mukhtar, Mike, Mercy, Sheil, Damilola, who am I missing? Osadiaye, Omoyemi, Rafiat, Sam Rawit. Who else am I missing? Shafat, Sonny, Tamuno Belema, Wamutu, and Jonas. All right, guys. I think that's everyone. Bye, Ibrahim, and we will see you next week. We have an immersive, explosive session ahead of us. Bye. Bye.
Goodbye for all.